Today on the channel, it's an unboxing mystery, this time as we enter the Octagon again with the UFC Octagon fight.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here for something entirely different here today as we step into the Octagon again with the PMI Kids UFC Octagon Fighters blind bag, blind box unboxing. But of course, for all your PMI Kids Octagon Fighter needs, better hit up Walmart. It says right here, available at Walmart, and I have seen these back in the electronics area with your DC McFarlane stuff, some of your NECA stuff back there. That general direction should be on an end cap, should be in the aisle, one or the other out there. These started hitting my Walmarts about a month ago, and I was intrigued by these right off the bat. And the PMI organization was nice enough to send this box to me, said, hey, would you take a look at this on your channel? I said, sure, I'll take a look at it. So I got to thank them for sending this my way to check out. But we'll see what happens in this review. And of course, we're going to do it like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And when I first saw these at the local Walmart store, I said, you know, a blind bag, always a little strange to me, the blind bag phenomenon. But taking that business step back, it really shouldn't, because kids like the element of surprise, not knowing what they're going to get. It's a little frustrating if you're a father like me. I remember my daughters were into Shopkins. I don't know if you guys know that, but there was a lot of blind bag Shopkins stuff. So they'd have doubles all the time. But then Toys R Us back in the day would do trading events, which was pretty cool to do as well. But kids love the element of surprise, and I shouldn't be shocked, because when I was a little kid, what was one of the big things I collected? Trading cards, baseball cards, wrestling cards even. I collected a lot of cards. And you like the element of surprise, you like getting stuff, you like hunting stuff down. No different than these Octagon fighters here. So of course, UFC has had figures in the past, most recently from the Jazzwares Corporation. Didn't last very long. The most successful one, to me personally, was the Jakks style, Deluxe Aggression style figures we had. We got legend, got current talent at the same time, but for whatever reason, it's never been able to translate from action figures to collectors, to adult collectors, kid collectors, whatever, like wrestling has. And I think a lot of that has to do with UFC is more of a real sport, obviously, than professional wrestling. Not as many kids are into it. Now, there are kids that like it, but there's not a lot of collectors. A lot of people watch UFC, for example. That's what we're talking here. A lot of people watch it, but they don't take that next step to buy the merchandise of action figures. They don't need that. Where wrestling fans are more likely to buy some merchandise and action figures, trading cards, etc., etc. I don't know if that'll ever change. It'll be interesting to see if it does. But an interesting move right here to have, basically for children, some UFC fighters. Now, it'll be interesting to see how it works out. It'll be interesting if there's a Series 2 and so forth and so forth. But always interesting going to that collector group, or that group of individuals that follow UFC and try to get them into the action figure thing. So far, it has not worked. Maybe this will work. These could be good desk displays. We'll see. We're going to dive into it. And of course, we're going to do it like we usually do it. But let's check it out right here. Did ship in a nice box, as real as it gets. Of course, the UFC. UFC's really taken off. I've been a UFC fan since UFC #1 as a very little kid. I remember getting the VHS tapes after every single event. Loved UFC since then. To like a UFC 120 or something is when I finally bowed out. Got to be too much, and it's too much of a good thing is a bad thing, and that's what happened to me with UFC. And for those that know, I used to actually train mixed martial arts before it was cool way back in the day. I'll never forget the first day in the gym. I got my tooth chipped. You know, we're doing different drills, and you're brand new. You don't know what you're doing, and bam, I got a knee to the face right away. Oh, that'll wake you up for sure. But I trained for a couple of years MMA back when I was young, and I didn't have as many responsibilities, how about? But I do miss those days. Quite the workout once upon a time. But a nice little box here that I probably will hold on to. But then we got the crate here available at Walmart once again. You got the Octagon. You got the heavy bags right here. Oh, it looks like the Muay Thai bag that used to hang in my basement. Used to have a big old Muay Thai bag. But very cool on this, as you could theoretically save the packaging on this and use this as, you know, something in your fig fed, whatever, be it wrestling, be it boxing, be it MMA. You could use this as a heavy bag. So kind of cool to see that as well. And you can also use this as a bit of a clip here. It looks like it does clip right there. Yep, it does. So you could stick this backpack on your, or this heavy bag on your backpack. Easy for me to say if you wanted to, but it does say 14 fighters to collect in these. So we're not going to get all 14 here. And I'm not sure who's inside these. I guess we'll find out. I'm not sure if I'll know all the people that are inside these things. As I said, UFC was huge for me through about 120. I still know a few people, but I am by no means up on my UFC. It almost reminds you of back in the day wrestling where you could name the lineage of all the titles. It's gotten too big for me here, but it does include an action figure. 8 and up on this one. You 7-year-olds, no, get out of here. You can't do it, especially 0 to 3 it shows over here. PMI Kids World, interesting one. Going to be interested to see if they make anything else UFC related. They do some other kid toys out there, but could they step up to some real UFC action figures in the future? You never know. You never know. But it looks like that's all that she wrote on the packaging. Just a nice little heavy bag is what this is. But now we got to figure out how to unbox these. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out. I'm going to do the first one here. Get the old razor blade out. Looks like there's a little, yep. Move that right there. All right. What are we getting to? See you later. Goodbye. And it looks like it cracks right there in the middle. What do we got going on? Oh, there it is right there. All right. What do we got? Oh, a checklist. Okay. So at least you know who you're looking for, who they got. Looks like John Jones and Charles Olivier are the 2 rare ones. Everybody else is just kind of normal release, but a nice little checklist inside here. And then we get 2 things. We get 2 pieces here. Very nice. See what's going on there. We're going to dive in. Might as well. No time like the future. UFC Octagon fighters. Nice little baggie in here, as you can see. But let's get into it. Oh, right off the bat. Oh, and it comes with a stool. How about that? So we get a little stool with him. I'm here for that. So, of course, you know, you got to be in between rounds on the stool. See you later. Got that going on there. And I'm going to get my checklist out. I thought it was Chris Lieben at first. Ah, it's definitely not Chris Lieben. Who is this? Oh, it's Sean O'Malley, a bantamweight. Just a little guy out there. So we did get Sean O'Malley. So interesting figure. Almost looked like a little person is what it looks like to me. Nice details on the figure as far as these little figures. Obviously a little cheaper plastic. It's not your WWE Elite plastic, anything like that. But you do get articulation in the head. You do get the arms that go all the way around. And that is it as far as articulation does go. But nice tattoos on this one here. Even the face tattoos. Bright hair. Got the cornrows going on as well. So not a bad piece of business, all things considered. But I'm going to try to go through these a little bit faster. But that's the articulation, so I don't need to walk through it on all the different ones, of course. But let's get them out. Let's see what's going on here. See what's happening with these UFC fighters. Who else can we get? Will we get at least one rare one out of the bunch? I am hopeful we get one rare one. We'll see what ends up happening there. Oh, wait. I forgot the second baggie on that first one. I better do that first, huh? And what do we get inside there? Oh, we get a little... Okay, all right. So that makes a little bit more sense. So we get the Sean O'Malley... a little bit of a reflector kind of card right there. We've seen those in the past in different action figure toy lines. We've seen little cards like this. Octagon fighters, so you get a little piece of the Octagon along the way. So there's a lot more inside these packaging than I was anticipating to be in there. And geez, we're not done. There's a lot going on in here. So you get the Sean O'Malley stickers going in here, and then you get a piece of the wall from the cage. So actually a lot for your bang for your buck inside of each one of these. You get 2 baggies full of stuff. See you later. Goodbye. And of course, a checklist in each one as well. But let's get the other one open here. And I guess I want to see the figure first is what I want to see, I think. We're going to get through them. We're going to see who we got. Plastic, see you later. We got a chick. We got a girl. And she comes with something here. I'm not exactly sure what that is. It does say UFC on it. It's a little red thing. A little red thing. That's what it is, folks. But, man, I feel like I'm doing card breaks is what it feels like here. We do got a little strawweight Zhang Weili? Sure, why not? But we do got her, and we got some stickers. We got more pieces of the cage, and these pieces will all connect, so you can build a cage out. Makes sense. You get all 14 characters. You probably build the whole Octagon. You could store everybody inside the Octagon. So that's pretty cool, if you ask me. I like that. It gives a little extra collection pizzazz right here. But we do get her there. Now we keep on going through. Let's try to turn and burn through this one. See what's going on. What do we got? What do we got? See you later. Goodbye. Sure, why not? There it goes. And can I get it out? There we go. What are we doing? See you later. See you later. Why wouldn't we? See you later checklist once again. Who do we get? Can we get the John Jones? Nope, we're not getting John Jones. We're getting the girl once again. See you later. Goodbye. And then we'll get this open at the same time. We're here for it. We're here for it. That's it. See you later. Goodbye. And who did we get this time? We got Valentina Shevchenko. And man, this card is all bent up. Not sure how it gets all bent up inside of there, but somehow along the way it did. You get the parts of the cage. Once again, the cage just connects very easily like so. And there it is. You get a little stand, a little piece of the cage right there for her. It looks like they're using a lot of the same bodies. You got to get the most out of your molds. You know how that goes. The head is the big difference, especially. We do get a little belt, or not a little belt, a little dumbbell down here. So that's kind of a cool accessory as well. So some interesting accessories along the way with this one here. But now we got 3 left. No rares so far. Can we get 1 rare? Come on. We got to get 1 rare, don't we? I don't know. I wouldn't hold my breath, but we'll see what happens. See you later. Goodbye once again. 2 once again. All right. Put it in there. What do we got? Who do we got? What can we get? Oh, nope. No John Jones this time. Ooh, we get some sneakers. That's interesting. Interesting accessories with these as well. Who is this guy? Once again, I tell you, I'm showing my UFC knowledge in this day and age here. Like I said, it's passed me by, unfortunately. Brandon Moreno, the assassin baby. Oh, the assassin baby. Watch out for it. There it is. But Brandon Moreno in the collection now. And we got 2 left. It's not looking good for the Chase Rare Hunt. Could it come down to the wire? We're going to find out. See you later. Goodbye. Oh, my gosh. Throwing stuff all over the place. See you later. Goodbye. What do we got going on here? Pull that out. What do we got? Who's it going to be? Who could it be? See you later. Who could it be now, as the song does go? Oh, I thought we had it. Thought we had John Jones, but nope, no John Jones yet. Who do we got? See you later. Goodbye. Brandon, you go over there. And what do we got? We got stickers. We got Islam Makhachev. Oh, my gosh. Getting deep here for me, but he is a champion. So, Kyle, you got to know your UFC better than this. Does come with a water bottle as his accessory. So the interesting accessories continue on. And we got one last chance at romance is what we got right here. Can we make it happen? Can we get the one we need? Can we get John Jones? Can we get Charles Olivier? We're going to find out real quick. We're going to find out real quick right here. What do we got? What do we got? Who do we got? It's a mystery. It's like a young Ronnie James Dio. It's only a mystery. Yeah, doesn't look like it. No rare, no chases. I will say at least I got different ones. I didn't get any doubles, so that is kind of nice. But who do we get this time? Alexander Volkanovski. Oh my gosh, it's just deep. It's deep in here. So who did I not get? Charles Olivier. It looks like he's got 2 of them. You got the lightweight edition. Huh, okay. John Jones. There's 2 different John Jones. Islam, we got... Oh, Conor McGregor. Didn't get that one. That's a name we all know. Amanda Nunes. That's another one we know. And Israeli Adesanya. I know him as well. So we didn't get... wild enough, we didn't get any of the ones I do know. And I guess that's about how it goes. Your mileage may vary, as we always do say here. But interesting little figures. If you're real deep into the UFC, you're going to like stuff like this. This is pretty good for a desk display. But this almost reminds me of something that you might find in like a vending machine back in the day. You know, like those homies. Remember those homies? I never collected those. But there is a restaurant I frequent that still has those in their vending machines. But it looks like you put a 50 cents in and you turn it and you get one of these kind of guys there. Cool for what it is, especially if you're deep into the UFC. And I am sure there are people that would collect UFC action figures of all kinds, including these, but they're very limited amounts. So I know there's a lot of people that maybe they don't want to collect these, but they want something to represent UFC in the action figure form. So they're going to grab things like these. So I understand the need for something like this. This isn't going to break your pocketbook. It's cheaper than all the other action figures for the most part in the toy aisle. But definitely interesting, definitely stylized, and definitely feels like something marketed more to the little kids out there. But I could be wrong on that. It says 8 and up. So you 7-year-olds, get the heck out of here. But an interesting concept. Be interesting to see where this goes. Will be very interesting to see if they start making WWE figures like this. I think that makes a lot of sense, and I think they would probably sell more of the WWE. But now with TKO owning kind of everything together, and it kind of going back and forth, I could see this possibly, much like our friend Todd McFarlane on the couch, They've been making some UFC statues and stuff. I could see some WWE statues in the future. So it'd be very interesting to see with this PMI brand, where they go from here. But I got to give them a special shout out once again for sending this my way to check it out. Cool for what it is. Would love a Legends line. That's all I'm saying. Get me Don the Predator Fry. Get me Mark Kerr. Get me Mark the Hammer Coleman. Get me Fedor Emelianenko. Get me Mirko Krokop. Get me Boss Rutan. Oh my gosh, Boss Rutan. So many I would love to see. The Chuck Liddells, the Matt Hughes, even that no good Tito Ortiz. Give me Ken Shamrock. Give me the whole Lion's Den. I'd be in a lot of classic fighters. Not sure if we can get that. Can we get Chemo? Can we at least get Chemo? How about Tank Abbott? We can go for days on the old school fighters. But fun for what it is, once again, especially if you like the blind box, the blind bag experience, this might be for you. And like I said, available at Walmart right now. So in the comments, let me know, you picking this up? I'm sure you've seen them out there at Walmart. You're going to pick any of these up. And who's your favorite fighter of all time? Are you like me with Boss Rutan as your favorite? Who is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channels. 2 channels going every single day. A podcast every single Tuesday. It is The Kyle Peterson Show. SirPaul64 on the X is where you can get a hold of me. The_Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com if you want to reach out. So there it is for the PMI UFC Octagon fighters. I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we going to dance or are we going to play?